Every story begins with a heart that wants something and a destiny that waits quietly, counting seconds. Because sometimes, one late answer becomes the turning point of a lifetime. This story is about Steve and about the one woman he was destined to meet, and the one moment he should never have been late for. 1937, Somala Island, Indian Ocean. The day reality glitched. Steve, early 30s, open-minded, brown hair brushing the wind, a cowboy hat shading tired eyes, wearing a white shirt with soft floral prints and worn-out shorts. He walked the narrow island street like every other day. A simple chore, just groceries. But fate rarely knocks with a loud sound. Sometimes it whispers, and sometimes it's glitches. The moment he stepped into the shop, something felt wrong. Shelves shifted for a split second. Lights flickered in a rhythm that did not belong to electricity. The air rippled. Steve blinked. Maybe it's just my mind. He didn't know. The world itself was inhaling before a scream. The very second he stepped outside, a creature taller than a 20-story building tore through the sky. Wings of shadow, eyes like molten fire, a presence that froze nerves and faith at once. Steve stood paralyzed. Reality slipped from his grip. People ran. Sirens wailed, and every screen on the island blinked alive. This is not a drill. Emergency situation alert. All citizens move to safe chambers immediately. From beneath the streets, metallic platforms rose, yellow-doored rescue chambers. People flooded inside, crying, pushing, praying. As each chamber filled, doors slid shut with a metallic sigh and sank underground. But destiny is cruel. 98% entered in time. 2% did not. 1877, when curiosity became catastrophe. Deep under an aerospace testing center lay a secret. Base 17, 17 stories below the surface. A hidden creature research lab. Scientists worked in shadows. Pink liquid shimmered in test tubes. Green radar screens pulsed like artificial heartbeats. One day, a red dot appeared, a signal, a living organism, traveling inside a meteorite, crossing into our solar system, expected to brush near Earth in 1933. Excitement intoxicated the lab. "We are not alone," whispered one scientist. They had no idea. The thing traveling toward Earth did not come in peace. It came, searching, back to present, Somala Island. The 98% were safe underground, but above the street had turned into a nightmare, and Steve stood frozen, watching the chaos. She appeared again. Rosie, late 30s, sharp eyes, focused mind, a combat suit that said she belonged to a truth people were not allowed to know. Steve saw her. Love, instant, irreversible. Rosie ran towards him and shoved him aside just as the building behind him collapsed. Dust swallowed the air. Steve coughed, heart trembling. "Is this Judgment Day?" he asked. Rosie gave a faint smile, said nothing, turned away to drag two more people to safety. By the time Steve blinked, she was gone. Minutes later, every display screen flickered. No casualty. Normalcy will be restored in 10 minutes. Shops reformed. Streets repaired. Life returned like the disaster was never there. But everyone knew something was terribly, impossibly wrong. Still, humans celebrate survival and forget questions, except Steve. He walked home, but his mind was not on the creature, not on the disaster, only on her. Was this love? Comment below if you have ever felt this way too. On an ordinary afternoon, Steve returned for groceries, and there she was, Rosie again, not in combat gear, but in a simple white dress. Lavender flowers in her hair, sunlight painting her like a memory not meant for humans. Steve drifted into a dream. A loud car horn dragged him back. This time, he gathered courage. He approached her. "Thanked you for saving my life. Can I buy you a cup of coffee?" Her answer was soft, but it carved through him. No, not rude, not harsh, just distant. Strangely, Steve felt lighter, happy that he had finally spoken. He walked behind her as she left, quietly, invisibly, until she vanished near the old aerospace center. Something tugged at Steve's instincts, a whisper, "Follow the truth." He went home, confused, hopeful, but Rosie already knew he was following her. The next day, she caught him. A deserted street, a cold breeze. Rosie pressed a knife to his neck. "Stop following me." Steve froze. "I just want to talk," he whispered. "What?" Her voice was sharp, protective, almost afraid. "I like you. Will you marry me?" Rosie stepped back, lowered the knife. "If you want to live, forget me," and she disappeared again. But Steve was the kind of man who loved with consequence. He could not let go. The final day, forever. The next morning, Rosie appeared again, this time in her combat uniform. Before Steve could speak, every display screen turned blood red. Emergency alert. Move to safe chambers immediately. People ran. Sirens echoed. But Steve did not move. He walked toward Rosie. Suddenly, the giant creature descended. Its jaws opened, flames roared out, and the world turned white. When the fire cleared, ash floated in the air. Steve was gone, burned into memory. Rosie dropped to her knees. For the first time, her eyes filled with tears. The woman who saved the world could not save the one who loved her. Her whisper trembled through the smoke. Love does not ask for perfection, just timing. And sometimes, being late is enough to lose everything. Isn't love something that needs care? And doesn't late sometimes become the only thing written next to someone's name forever? Thank you for watching. Share your thoughts, like it, show it to someone you love, and don't forget to subscribe to Hollow Angels. See you in the next one.